Today, folks, we got to take a moment and talk about my best performing Canadian small cap stock being Aduro Clean Technologies, a company that can take almost any kind of waste plastic and turn it back into renewable fuels. It trades on the NASDAQ as well under the ticker ADUR. And the conversation of choice specifically for this video is why the company isn't worth more. And I know that's an intriguing conversation to be had. It's speculative in nature, but a lot of people keep pointing to the competitor, the largest market cap company in the space being Pure Cycle, that has so many limitations in comparison. People actually look at Aduro as the leader in the sector, but somehow Pure Cycle is demanding a much larger market cap in the multi-billion-dollar range. And I think this is a fascinating, fruitful conversation to be had for those that are bullish on the future of this company. And we're actually going to use Gemini and some of the AI tools to actually break this down a little bit more in depthly. So if you're on a path to financial independence, if you damn well one day want to retire early, join me on that journey by hitting that subscribe button, because I've been seeing so many X posts talking about these two companies like there's a war going on. And they're saying despite all the issues Pure Cycle has and is facing with their Ironton plant, plus delays in their other facilities, the company's EV never dipped below 720 million, averaged 1.5 billion, and recently exceeded 3 billion. Meanwhile, Aduro is trading at just 350 million with a far more efficient technology capable of recycling almost any type of polymer, currently building their NGP plant, targeted commissioning in Q3 of 2025, and already working MOU on their first commercial plant demonstration unit. This company has 10 plus clients right now, test clients, all worth $40+ billion, everything from tire companies to food recycling, and we are on the cusp of commercialization that could really propel this company's valuation. But currently, what is holding it back? Because obviously a lot of people are trying to figure this out, and they're saying like most people misunderstand early stage tech, and they're saying this company doesn't even deserve this valuation because they haven't really, they haven't converted it into a revenue generative business yet, though they are generating revenue. Clients are paying them for the tests that they are currently running. But again, it doesn't take a lot from where they currently stand within the next year, commissioning their own plant, converting some of these clients to really take this to the next stage of the business cycle, and why we're holding the stock, right? And you can break this down. I mean, they process basically their polymers at 84% yield. Results are from the C8 to C28 hydrocarbons. I mean, the premium oil that they can sell. I mean, we've talked about the valuation and the fact that this isn't like some vaporware. Like, this has been already pretty robustly tested. And you could talk about this over and over, continue to beat that drum and still question why it trades below Pure Cycle. And I'm here to tell you it really has everything to do with just institutional ownership, because it's us retail that have caught this story early. And this is why sometimes market valuations can get disconnected, and it opens up that opportunity for people like you and me. Because if you look deep down into it, guys, it really just comes into the fact institutions do not want to touch this right now. Institutional ownership make up 0.57% of this company's outstanding shares, and insiders have been holding strong. We've recently seen some more insider purchasing, and it makes up 36% of the stock. So it's really just insiders and people like you and me that have really kind of drove up the valuation of 480 million CAD. Keep in mind, Pure Cycle is trading at 2.31 billion US, and Pure Cycle is purely controlled by institutions, almost 80% of the outstanding shares, with very little insider ownership. And, that breaks down into the rest being just retail float. So I'm here to tell you this in a very kind of clean and understanding way based off Gemini here. I asked them, do you think that the low market cap as well as the small float of Aduro is limiting the institutions from buying more? And it says, yes, it is highly likely that Aduro Clean Technologies' low market cap and small float are limiting institutional investments. And if you break this down, basically the market capitalization is the total value of the company's outstanding shares, and institutions such as mutual funds and pension funds often have mandates that prevent them from investing in companies below certain market caps. This is because smaller companies are generally considered to be higher risk and more volatile. Aduro's market cap, while growing, still places it in the small cap category. Many institutional investors have blind spots for these type of companies, favoring larger, more established firms with greater stability. Float, which refers to the number of shares available for the market, at the market open here, basically excluding shares held by insiders or restricted stock. A small float means that the company, even a modest buying order from an institution, could significantly impact the stock price. Institutions need to be able to enter and exit positions without causing wild price swings. With a small float, a large institutional purchase could drive the price up dramatically, and a large sale could cause it to plummet. This lack of liquidity and stability makes the stock with a small float risky and less attractive to institutional investors. In summary, Aduro's float is a small percentage of its total outstanding shares. This combined with its its small cap status creates a significant hurdle for large scale institutional ownership. As of recent data, there are only a small number of institutional holders, and basically their total holdings are a tiny fraction of the company's shares. So we need to get over some fairly large hurdles. I mean, we got to get this company, I think, well over 500 mil market cap before we'll really start seeing institutions start picking it up. But I think as the company executes on its vision here, and as us continue, all of us retail continue to rally behind it, which is what's given the stock such incredible stable performance. Again, low float, me and you buying it, the insiders keeping strong. I mean, they know the potential that they're sitting on, which is why I think we continue to see the stock, again, do this kind of really stable and one of the best, honestly, not only one of the best performing small cap Canadian stocks, but one of the most stable in light of, the volatility to the upside right now. And the company continues to scale. I mean, the market opportunity here is unimaginable when it comes to plastic. It's a huge industry, and we recently saw some of this synthetic turf waste that they're looking at, being able to recycle. And this is another huge industry you wouldn't even think of, right? Because synthetic turf is widely used around the world in applications such as sports fields, landscaping, playgrounds, road medians, commercial rooftops, and indoor training facilities. And I mean, again, another massive opportunity. Plastic, whether in technology, it doesn't matter where you go. Comes back to that funny story of like, you just look at all the plastic that you're putting in bags, and when you're in the grocery store and everything is packaged in plastic, yet then they try and ban straws. It's just like there's no way around this fact that like over 90% of plastics end up at a landfill. And I wouldn't be surprised if this company becomes an acquisition target sometime down the road. I can't see how they wouldn't be, because again, the market opportunity here is just huge. It's disgustingly huge. And yet the company trades for like unbelievable fractions, right? Whereas Tesla, you could look at so many other technologies that pull forward insane valuations and the market opportunities, and this one's just being missed by the market, in my opinion. But that's why I continue to hold. But keep in mind, I do own shares in the company. Aduro does sponsor this channel. These, of course, are opinions of my own. I'm leaving the disclaimers down in the description, but I'd love to know what you think in that comment section. And if it intrigues you enough, consider subscribing for future news updates. Of course, I'll bring it all to you here. But on that, as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.